What's going on, guys? Chris Heller here for Top Shot today. And the question I want to discuss is the one: is NBA Top Shot a bubble? Right? The bubble is a big word that you hear when these new markets emerge, right? Like, what is actually going on here? What's going to happen? Is this demand just insane and doesn't really make sense, and the price and the valuation therefore just is all out of whack, and eventually people will be left holding the bag, and there's going to be a crash or a burst or all these fun terms in the lexicon, right? So let's take a little bit of a look into what bubble actually means. So let's start here. Okay, the basic characteristic of financial bubbles is the suspension of disbelief by most participants when the speculative price surge is occurring. It's only in retrospect, after the bubble has burst, that they recognize, to many an investor's chagrin. Nevertheless, some economists have identified 5 stages of a bubble, a pattern to its rise and fall that could prevent the unwary from getting caught in its deceptive clutches. Let's take a look at these 5 stages to see if NBA Top Shot is, in fact, a bubble or would qualify as one. 1. Displacement. Displacement occurs when investors get enamored by a new paradigm, such as an innovative new technology. I think right there, we can stop with number 1 right there. Absolutely, yes, Top Shot falls into a new paradigm that people are enamored with, for sure. Number 2, boom. Prices rise slowly at first following a displacement, but then gain momentum as more and more participants enter the market, setting the stage for the boom phase. Now, we've had a couple of booms in this early beta world that we're living in. Does that qualify as the boom, the continuous upswing? Have we seen the top? These are questions that only the future will answer, but to think that we've already seen the top of this brand new market when NFTs are just emerging and only a few 100,000 people are in this marketplace where we know the IP of the NBA and the brand, the weight that it carries, right? So it's tough for me to say that we have had our boom in NBA Top Shot, but for this sake, let's say, yeah, this qualifies. We've boomed. Number 3, Euphoria. During this phase, caution is thrown to the wind as asset prices skyrocket. Valuations reach extreme levels during this phase as new valuation measures and metrics are touted to justify the relentless rise and the greater fool theory, the idea that no matter how high prices go, there will always be a market of buyers willing to pay more, plays out everywhere. We have certainly, if we agree that the boom has occurred, then we most certainly agree that euphoria has occurred. And I would argue that euphoria has occurred regardless. Even on the lows, there is a euphoric feeling around NBA Top Shot right now, and there has been. For sure, there are some skeptics, but like that's going to be natural in any new technology, any new paradigm, any new marketplace. But I would say so far we're probably 3 for 3. Right, here's an example. At the peak of the Japanese real estate bubble in '89, office space sold for as much as $139,000 per square foot. And then at the internet bubble, the combined value of all technology stocks on the NASDAQ was higher than the GDP of most nations. We'll get back to the internet bubble in a minute. Number 4, profit taking. In this phase, the smart money, heeding the warning signs that the bubble is about at its bursting point, starts selling positions and taking profits. But estimating the exact time when a bubble is due to collapse can be a difficult exercise because the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Now, this one is where you lose me because the quote-unquote smart money, as far as I see it, have not heeded any warning signs, have not taken profits at scale. Sure, some people might have pulled some money off the table, might have taken their original investment back, but what I'm seeing in this marketplace right now is smart money, first money, big money remaining, not panicking, not staying. And that takes us to number 5. I'm sorry, not selling. Panic. It only takes a relatively minor event to prick a bubble, but once it's pricked, the bubble cannot inflate again. Now, panic is more, I think, on the lower end. The big money, like I said, are staying in, are committed long term. I fall into, the not the whales, but certainly more towards, my portfolio is in the top 0.1% or 0.3% or something like that. And I'm not selling. I'm here for the long term. I believe this is a thing that will be a part of our future. And I don't see panic. I see panic on people who have overextended themselves in the short term because they got excited in number 3, the Euphoria. But I don't think the majority of the money in this quote unquote bubble are panicking whatsoever. So does that make it a bubble? I think it hits 3 of those 5 stages, not 5 of those 5 stages. But generally speaking, I am a seller on sweeping generalizations, right? So people like to label things and throw terms around like bubble. What does that even mean, really? Like looking back at the internet bubble in the 2000s, okay? So yeah, a lot of people tried to make some short money and many got burned, right? Does that mean that that was a bubble? Like the internet's still here. A lot of winners from the internet are still here. We're using the internet to record and watch this video and communicate and purchase on Top Shot. And now that's moving on to blockchain. Like the bigger picture here is certainly not a bubble. Blockchain, not a bubble. NFTs, not a bubble. Short term, will there be a lot of losers and a lot of people who are left losing money holding the bag? Yeah, because there are going to be a lot of supply and a lot of projects. But that doesn't mean that NBA Top Shot is a bubble. Are many of the Top Shot moments going to be or have been overvalued in these peaks that have come? You know, there have been 2 pretty big peaks so far, today being the end of March 29th, and as I record this video. Does that mean that we're now in a bubble and it's deflating? No, it's market correcting itself. It's market figuring itself out in this young stage. And like I said, there's 1/10 to 1/100th of the members in this community that will ultimately be here. So I think we're going to see a lot more booms, and my guess is that there will be people calling NBA Top Shot a bubble 5 years from now when prices are even higher than they are now, and another boom comes because whatever reason, it's hard to predict the future. But whether you want to call Top Shot a bubble right now or not, that's up to you. I still am of the belief that this is a great long-term investment and will be a part of the collectible world, the trading card world, the sport world, the stock market world, the alt investment world for years and decades to come. Thanks for joining me again, Chris Heller, Top Shot today, and we will see you soon.